Greetings, everyone. Core here, and time for another midnight review. uh, Tonight we went to go see, well, mostly me, and a couple few other people that were in the theater. Bohemian Rhapsody, which of course, title, duh. Which is us. It's a biopic of Freddie Mercury and the start of Queen, and just everything. Man, it is. De- so I'm trying to piece this together. Of course, with my reviews, I always try to do it raw, no editing, no nothing, it's just straight shot. And man, this movie is one of those movies that at least got to me. It's one of those movies that makes me, puts me in a different kind of state of mind, makes me think more, makes me, I guess, awoken more, just to think more outside of myself. And it's pretty, it's a very interesting movie because you have this image of Freddie Mercury that I think a lot of people do. I myself, of course, didn't get into Queen really until probably, honestly, like in the last 10 years. I really started getting heavily into Queen because I started looking for great music. And of course, they were one of the top ones that a lot of people think of when they want, great, iconic, timeless music. And which is funny because initially, seeing them go from their startup little college band to, what they became, and pretty much watching Freddie Mercury change from this, hopeful, flamboyant college kid who works at an airport, moving bags of other people that travel around the world, who's envious of it, to this iconic, rock legend, pretty much, music legend, not just rock, because he was not just a rock star, he was a music star. And it is pretty, it's a pretty fun ride because, um, you know, I wasn't born for most of their, albums. I was born in '86, which, I mean, the big event that this whole movie leads up to is Live Aid, which that happened in '85, and that was before my time. And of course, even as a kid, I wouldn't have known about it. Even when he died, in 1991, I there's no way I would remember that, being 5 years old. um, so it's interesting to see and really actually get to know, uh, Freddie Mercury as a person, just his upbringing, his parents, his family, his loves, just all the heartaches and everything that he became and, hated. And pretty much it's the whole cycle of, of just this young starter who gets swept up in this whole, rock and roll, and almost falls from grace, but, redeems himself in the end. And it's really epic. Like I said, the movie starts off with him walking, you know, through the backstage to go play at Live Aid, which it's pretty. I'm definitely gonna probably get into some spoilers because it's a documentary biopic. We all know what happens. Even if, honestly, even if I tell you every scene by scene of this movie, you're gonna go see it because if you never saw Queen in concert, this is the closest you're gonna get. I saw it in Dolby Cinema because I wanted the better picture and I wanted the better sound, which I would highly recommend seeing it in Dolby Cinema if you get the chance, because or any kind of better sound quality than just the standard theaters, just because it helps that music really connect with you. And this music really connects. I mean, there was a few points it's just like I'm just having shivers through the whole movie, man. All these rock songs, seeing them create them, seeing them work together against each other. Like I said, the opening scene of him walking out to this live aid stage by himself, which is the big thing, is by himself. He's walking out there, but then at the end, he's walking out there with his band, and it's really it's really interesting to see that whole dynamic and how um, just it all worked. I mean, it almost didn't work at all, but it did work. Queen became something more than just a rock band, more than just, they revolutionized the times that they were around. They adapted, they changed, they, did whatever they needed to do, and then changed it again for the better. So it's really, man, they go through every hit. Just the actor that plays Freddie Mercury, um, he is just amazing. I mean, he looks like him, or at least, I mean, the picture you have in your head of him, because they do show some footage during the end credits of, one of his performances from live TV. And man, it's like, it's interesting to see, because I saw some, behind the scenes stuff that they didn't just get a he didn't just use a choreographer for his movements. He actually got a uh, I forget what it was called, but like something like a posture, like a, he got into the character, not just the moves. He became that person, not just did the move. So it just looks more fluid. It looks more natural. It just looks great. um, like I said, this is more about Freddie Mercury than the whole band Queen itself. Even though like a lot of the characters do get, um, their time. The guitarist, the bass, the drummer. The bass probably gets the least amount of time because he's the bassist. um, but there are a lot of funny moments. There's a lot of heartache moments. There's a lot of just asshole moments. Um, and it almost, I mean, the movie does a thing where it's like, yeah, you have this image of Freddie Mercury in your head, this legend, and then you see him struggling, succeeding, and almost self-destructing, and you kind of start to hate him a little bit. But in the end, he, like I said, he does redeem himself and becomes a better person, and it's just everything just works out really well. There are a lot of music scenes, a lot of them playing. Pretty much the whole Live Aid concert at the end that it all builds up to is, I think, the whole 20-minute set that they played. They just created it, and it's such a great set. I'm sure they used the live recordings that they did, because it doesn't sound like the studio albums. I'm sure they used as much live recordings of the individual scenes that they replicated, just for the authenticity of everything. So yeah, man, this movie, if you never saw Queen play, this is the closest that you're gonna get to it. I highly recommend it if you like the band Queen or any other music, even if you just like music in general. I don't think anyone's gonna hate. I can't think of anyone that hates Queen, man. They have a song for everyone, and it's pretty epic. um, that's what Johnny, you know, uh, I don't know why I was gonna say Johnny Mercury. I was thinking wrestling there for a second. Freddie Mercury would have wanted, but yeah, definitely go check it out. It's worth your while. Like I said, if if you thought you knew Queen, unless you're a super diehard that followed them throughout the years and actually went to their concerts, you don't quite know Queen or Freddie Mercury. So check it out. I definitely highly recommend it. Yeah, man, I can't think of anything else better to say than that. It's Queen. That's all I gotta say. Um, I will say though, next week's movie review might be a little late. Not on Thursday. It'll probably be on Sunday. Which is uh, the girl with the girl in the spider's web, which is the sequel to the girl with the dragon tattoo. Just because things are just happening, that it's probably gonna get pushed back to Sunday afternoon at night, early Monday morning, whenever it gets uploaded. But then November's looking very popular, so we definitely got the girl with the girl in the spider's web. We also have Fantastic Beast, And then we also have Creed 2. Man, there's some good stuff. Dr. Seuss, The Grinch, Wreck-It Ralph is coming out this month too as well. And November's looking pretty good, so keep tuned. Well, keep tuned into me. Just check me out. Until next time, guys. Later.